The day the world stopped, the assassination of John F. Kennedy. November 22, 1963. Dallas, Texas. A clear autumn day, the kind that should have meant nothing more than smiles, crowds, and a motorcade. But within moments, history would freeze. The world would hold its breath, and a nation would lose its innocence. This is the story of how a single gunman, or perhaps not, ended the life of America's 35th president, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, and how that day became one of the most analyzed, debated, and haunting crimes in history. John F. Kennedy was at the height of his power. Just 46 years old, charismatic, confident, beloved around the world. That morning, the President and First Lady, Jacqueline Kennedy, landed at Love Field Airport in Dallas. The crowd was electric. Jackie, radiant in her pink Chanel suit. The President, waving from the convertible, smiling, unaware that it would be his last day alive. As the motorcade made its way through the streets of downtown Dallas, thousands lined the sidewalks. People cheered, waved flags, and reached for a glimpse of the man who symbolized hope. 12:30 p.m. Dealey Plaza. The motorcade turns onto Elm Street. The Texas Schoolbook Depository looms overhead. A few seconds later, a crack echoes through the air. Then another, and another. 3 shots in just over 6 seconds. The president slumps forward. Governor John Connally, seated ahead of him, is hit as well. Chaos erupts, screams fill the air. Secret Service agent Clint Hill jumps onto the back of the car, pushing Jackie down, shielding both of them as the limousine speeds toward Parkland Memorial Hospital. But it's too late. At 1:00 p.m., President John F. Kennedy is pronounced dead. The time of death, 1:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. A nation shattered. Within 90 minutes, Dallas police had a suspect. A 24-year-old former Marine named Lee Harvey Oswald. Oswald was found hiding in a movie theater after reportedly shooting and killing Officer J.D. Tippit, who tried to stop him. When reporters shouted, "Did you kill the president?" Oswald replied calmly, "I didn't shoot anybody, I'm just a patsy." But to the Dallas police, the case seemed closed. Oswald worked at the book depository. A rifle was found on the 6th floor. Spent shells matched his weapon. But nothing about this case would ever feel simple. November 24, 1963. Just 2 days after Kennedy's death, Lee Harvey Oswald was being transferred from the city jail to the county jail, live on national television. Reporters packed the basement, cameras rolled. And then a man stepped from the crowd. Jack Ruby, a nightclub owner. He pulled a revolver from his coat and fired a single shot into Oswald's abdomen. Oswald fell gasping in pain. Within hours, he was dead. Millions watched in shock as the alleged assassin was himself assassinated, live on TV. The crime of the century had turned into something even stranger. The world demanded answers. Why was the president's killer murdered before trial? Was Oswald acting alone? Or was this something much darker, a conspiracy that reached beyond imagination? President Lyndon B. Johnson established the Warren Commission, led by Chief Justice Earl Warren, to find the truth. Months later, they released their conclusion. Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. 3 shots from the 6th floor of the book depository. No evidence of a second gunman. But not everyone believed it. In the years that followed, one film would change everything. Abraham Zapruder, a Dallas dressmaker, had captured the assassination on his home movie camera. Frame by frame, America watched the unthinkable. The footage was shocking, graphic, unforgettable. The moment of impact, frame 313, would haunt generations. Some said the trajectory of the fatal shot suggested multiple shooters. Others pointed to the magic bullet theory, that one bullet caused multiple wounds. The debate split the nation and still burns today. Over the decades, theories multiplied. The CIA, the Mafia, the KGB, anti-Castro Cubans, even elements within the U.S. government itself. Was Oswald part of a plot, or just a lone drifter seeking attention? Declassified documents and witness statements have only deepened the mystery. Even today, more than 60 years later, not all the records have been released. Every time a new file surfaces, the questions return. Who truly killed John F. Kennedy? And why? As Kennedy's coffin lay in state at the U.S. Capitol, millions filed past to say goodbye. Jacqueline Kennedy stood stoic, her pink suit still stained with her husband's blood. The image of John Jr., just 3 years old, saluting his father's casket, became one of the most iconic photographs of the 20th century. The assassination didn't just kill a president. It ended an era, a time of innocence, of optimism, and it began a new one of doubt, of secrecy, of questions that may never be answered. John F. Kennedy once said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." He inspired a generation to dream bigger, to reach higher, even to touch the stars. But on that day in Dallas, those dreams were shattered. Yet somehow they still live on. Because even in death, Kennedy's vision of hope, courage, and leadership endures. And the mystery of his murder remains one of the darkest, most enduring true crimes in human history. This is the story of the day the world stopped. The assassination of John F. Kennedy. A moment that forever changed history. And left behind one question we may never answer. Who really pulled the trigger? If this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe for more true crime documentaries that reveal the moments that changed our world forever.